Okay, so here we go. Whew. This may end up being a multi-part video because it's something that I've been thinking a lot about, and I want to talk about it a little. I am what I call a helper or fixer personality. If I see an issue or a problem, I want to fix it, right? So in my book, Speak From Within, I talked about this. I talked about having offered help to a father and son at a Ruby Tuesdays, and it did not go well. Let me explain. So I'm standing in line at the salad bar, and if you've ever been to a Ruby Tuesdays, you'll know that they usually have TV screens up talking about, talking about whatever sports game is on or whatever. So the father and son were in line with me in the salad bar, and they were upset that the game they wanted to play was not the one that was being shown on the TV screens. And so hearing that, I said, well, excuse me, but if you want it changed, maybe you can ask them, and I'm sure they'll change them for you. I know they've done it before. And the father goes, "What the hell are you doing listening?" And hell isn't the word he used. "What the hell are you doing listening to our conversation? This is none of your freaking business." And freaking wasn't the word he used. And I was like, okay, never mind, my bad, I'm out. And the son, and this is what really made me sad, the son goes, "I love you, Dad." As if his father had done something good. It was really downright creepy. I don't know what that father's teaching his son, but it's very sad to me as far as I'm concerned. So for a little while I was hesitant to keep helping because it was such an arduous, yucky interaction, and it made me really sad and a little hesitant to speak up. Then a few weeks later, my husband and I are driving, and we stop at a store to get something, and a man comes in with another child, and he asks the guy behind the counter if they sell headache stuff, pills, ibuprofen, whatever. And the guy's like, "No, I'm sorry, we don't." And I thought about it for a second, and I went, is this something I want to get involved in? And then I went, you know what? Yeah, I do. And I said to the guy, "Hey, here." And I handed him some ibuprofen. And the guy was like, and my husband Rich goes, "Yeah, this is just what she does. Just take it. You know, that's all this is an offer of help." So the guy took it and was super grateful, and we all went on our way. And so that kind of restored my faith in doing it a little bit, you know? But then, the other night, another one of these kinds of things happened where I had the opportunity to get involved and hopefully fix things, or not get involved and leave someone who I thought was having a really rough time. So I'm taking a voiceover class, and there's an older woman in the class who is retired, and we were all going into the sound booth to record something, the same commercial. And when she was in there, our instructor was directing her, and he was coaching her, and he realized that she was holding on to her reading glasses, and he said, "Do you need to be doing that right now?" And she goes, "Well, they're broken and I need them." And I went, okay, so what am I going to do? Am I going to just sit there, or can I help? And so what I did is I went ahead and wrote out the entire spot, what they call the words that you say is called the spot. And, well, the commercial itself is called the spot. The words that you say is part of the spot, I guess. Anyway, so I wrote them out really big so that she could read them, and on the back of the piece of paper. And then I sort of went, okay, in for a penny, in for a pound. And I walked up in the middle of the classroom. Nobody else is doing anything, right? I walk up in the middle of the classroom, and I tap the instructor on the shoulder, and he turns to me, and you could tell he wasn't thrilled that I'd gotten up. But I handed him the piece of paper, And he looked at it and saw the big writing and handed it to my classmate who was in the sound booth. And he goes, "Does this help?" And she says, "Yes, I can see it." Because I could tell that she was starting to miss the words, and it wasn't because she was doing a quote wrong, unquote, she just couldn't see it, right? So I kind of went, let me fix it, because I feel like if I can, that means I oughta. And I took a chance. He could have been really upset with me that I had gotten it up and, interrupted the class to do this. But I decided, again, better to try and fix it than not to, and wonder if I could have helped but didn't. So she was then able to see it and use it and work with it, and all was much better. Now, she was grateful, and he actually turned around and said to me, "Bless you," right? He kind of went, and so we both kind of went, okay, we were able to help this woman. And I thought about this whole idea of like, was this okay? Should I have done this? And realized that, yeah. And then I thought about, would I do it again? And I have to say, yeah. Sometimes people don't want your help. Sometimes you, by acting, make them feel vulnerable. And sometimes you do just the right thing. So the question then becomes, is it worth it? And in my mind, it most definitely is. So if you are a helper or a fix-it personality like I am, just remember that there are times when you're going to feel weird because you got involved when perhaps somebody might not have wanted you to, or you made them feel defensive because they might think, they think they know more than I do, or they think I can't do it myself, or whatever. And I think the key here is what your intention is. If your intention is pure, and it probably is, then go ahead and try. Get involved, offer your help, offer to be there, even if it feels a little vulnerable on your part, because you could have a father like the guy at the Ruby Tuesdays go "Bah, bah, 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 bah," at you, or you could have a woman who needs your help, you give it, and then everything is much better for everyone concerned. So I just sort of wanted to offer that in the hopes that it's helpful, and that's it. That's where I am. I hope you have a fabulous evening.